Hey everyone, CyberHangman here, and this is the basement that I'm chilling while I'm living at my parents' place. As you can see, it's being renovated at the moment. My dad does superb work in terms of carpentry, plumbing, and all sorts of other renovation stuff. Only when it comes to actually getting stuff certified and more technical stuff does he actually hire somebody to come in and get it done. You wouldn't believe how much a nightmare this plumbing was when my dad took it apart. The basement smelled like a freaking sewer for a while I was down when I set my stuff up down here when I moved here. And we couldn't figure out why. Well, we figured out why. Because the last guy that owned this place, Mickey Mouse job, doesn't even quite cut it. I know Mickey Mouse would do a better job of plumbing than that. And I know Mickey Mouse is was a product of one of Walt Disney's acid trips. So, considering that, still is a pretty good fuck up there on that part. Now, there's a certain person I might want to mention here. Jen, if you're watching this, I'm extremely sorry if these rafters here remind you of some unfortunate events that happened a few weeks back. These rafters will be gone soon. The renovations will be done. And when I do more videos, you won't be seeing them anymore. And they won't remind you of that unfortunate event. So, like I said, my sincerest apologies to that. I don't like stepping on people's emotional ground. But, unfortunately, shit happens. Shit happens being a favorite quote of mine lately. So as you see, we got it all walled in here. Walls have been built, or at least the freaking foundations for the walls have been built. As I said before, my dad does excellent work with the carpentry. My uncle came here and helped with that. I helped with a lot of the grunt work. It's one of the reasons my parents liked it when I moved in here. It's because I'm helping them with a lot of the physical labor that is either too hard for my parents to do or is extremely painful for them to do. So how about we just move back over here to the other side of the basement. There's of course construction materials lying around all over the place. That's where my dad keeps all the sporting equipment, fishing gear. Over here, we got a nice furnace here. Makes the house pretty toasty during the winter. This is my stuff that's covered up in a sheet right now because the renovations going on down here produced a lot of dust. If you're wondering what that music is in the background, that is RadioSatan666.com. All hail the Prince of Darkness, the one that provides this awesome radio station. That is what's playing right now. And I'll move back here, and this is my entertainment setup, or my studio slash entertainment setup, as I call it. Just got my computer here, which is hooked up to an amplifier, which has a whole bunch of speakers hooked up to it, which I can do both an analog and a digital connection going out of there. There is a old school analog mixing board slash sound recorder that I got my microphone plugged into. This is a professional microphone, which unfortunately right now I don't have a 8-track recorder that's digital or has MIDI attachments. So I have it plugged in normally through a 1/4-inch jack cable. Unfortunately, because the static electricity down here tends to interfere with the signal a lot, which makes it a real bitch trying to get a clean voice track for my show. And sometimes this interference even fucks with the camera signal. This door over here at the cellar, that's going to be removed soon. Well, I don't know actually when what's happening with that. As you can see here, my life is just, well, pretty blah right now. Just sit in front of my computer, chilling during my free time when I'm not helping my parents with work and stuff. Honestly, right now, despite it being very cold down here during the cold times, I like it down here. Honestly, it doesn't look too much worse than the dungeon I was living in before. The only difference here is that the work being done here is being done properly. The place that I was used to live in, the guy that owned the place, he went cheap on things and cut corners in other places. When I moved out of that place, there were wood bugs crawling all over the floor, which is evidence of rotten wood. There is none of that here. Bugs are only crawling in right now because of a hole over here, and a couple holes in other places, which will be patched up pretty soon. Some electrical work is done here too, by a professional electrician. More electricity is set up, which is pretty cool. Provide more power to the place, so that when the renovations are done, there's power to everything. So that's basically it for my life down here in the basement, or the dungeon, as I call it. And like I said, I hope that this living arrangement of mine is temporary, and I hope to one day move back to the Lower Mainland. This is CyberHangman, signing off for now.